Handling taxes with complex equity compensation is one of those things no one tells you about until it's too late. If you've ever found yourself wondering how to make sense of stock options, RSUs, or other forms of equity compensation, you're not alone. Today, I'm going to break it all down for you, showing you exactly how I manage it and how you can do the same to avoid unnecessary headaches come tax season. Stick around till the end, because I'll reveal something that could save you thousands in taxes, something most people overlook. Now, when it comes to equity compensation, the complexity is off the charts. Whether you have stock options, restricted stock units, or something else, the tax implications can get pretty tricky. But the key is understanding how these work and what your options are. Let's dive in. First off, let's talk about stock options. These are one of the most common forms of equity compensation, but they're also the most misunderstood. If you have stock options, you have the right to buy your company's stock at a set price, called the strike price. But here's the catch. When you exercise those options, you could be hit with taxes. The tax rate depends on whether you have incentive stock options, ISOs, or non-qualified stock options, NSOs. With ISOs, if you meet certain conditions, you can avoid paying regular income tax at the time of exercise. But if you don't, or if you're holding NSOs, you'll be taxed at ordinary income rates, which can be pretty steep. The second form of equity compensation that gets a lot of attention is RSUs, or restricted stock units. These are different from stock options in that you don't have to exercise them, you just receive the stock after a certain vesting period. But when that stock vests, it's treated as ordinary income. That means it's taxed the same way your salary is, and it gets taxed at your regular income tax rate. One mistake people often make here is assuming they'll just pay taxes when they sell the stock. That's not the case. The moment those RSUs vest, they're taxed. Now, the tricky part is managing all these moving pieces. If you're not careful, you can end up with a huge tax bill, especially if you don't plan for the taxes that come due when your equity vests or you exercise stock options. For instance, let's say you exercise your stock options but don't sell the stock right away. You may owe taxes on the gain, even though you haven't sold the stock yet. This is known as the Alternative Minimum Tax, AMT, and it can be a huge surprise if you're not prepared. So, what do I do to handle this? I start by working with a tax professional who understands the ins and outs of equity compensation. It's not enough to just have a general CPA. You need someone who knows how to handle the nuances of stock options and RSUs. They can help you plan your exercises and sales to minimize your tax burden, and they can also help you navigate the complexities of things like the AMT and estimated taxes. Another strategy I use is tax loss harvesting. This is a technique where you sell other investments at a loss to offset gains from your equity compensation. It's not a strategy everyone can use, but if you have a diversified portfolio, it can be a great way to reduce your overall tax liability. Lastly, I recommend staying on top of any changes in tax laws that might impact equity compensation. Tax laws change all the time, and you don't want to be caught off guard. For example, there's always talk about changing the tax treatment of stock options, or RSUs, so being proactive can save you a lot of stress. And here's the one thing I wish someone had told me earlier. If you're getting a large number of RSUs or stock options, make sure you're setting aside enough cash for taxes. I can't stress this enough. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of your equity compensation, but remember, taxes are due, and if you don't plan ahead, it could be a financial disaster. If this video helped clear up some of the complexities around taxes and equity compensation, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I create content that helps you navigate complex financial topics without the hidden agendas or affiliate commissions you'll see in other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.